South Africa held onto a strong position despite the top-order batting collapse in their second innings on the third day of the second test against New Zealand on Monday. South Africa were 105 for 6 at the close, an overall lead of 372 runs on a pitch at Centurion Supersport Park, offering assistance to bowlers with swing, seam and uneven bounce. New Zealand hit back after conceding the first innings lead of 267, with Tim Southee and Trent Boult taking 2 wickets each to reduce South Africa to 47 for 4. Doug Bracewell and Neil Wagner also picked up wickets, with only Quinton de Kock shining for the South Africans, with his second half-century of the match. Commentary: New Zealand innings right then, that's all we have from this match. We look forward to your company for future games. Until we meet again, it's goodbye and cheers. Victorious South African skipper F.J.F. du Plessis says that he was unsure at the toss and would have probably bowled. Adds that each batsman scoring a 50 set the tone for them initially. Accepts the conditions weren't suitable to bat freely, but their batting unit put the hands up and accepted the challenge. About his knock, he is absolutely delighted and also says captaining the side has its own sweet taste. On his bowlers, he says they kept creating the pressure and feels they made the task easy for the team. Ends by saying, the next series against Australia will be a tough one, but the result of this test has given them a positive attitude. Man of the match, Quinton de Kock is very happy to open the innings and playing a positive role in this match. Thinks he rode his luck and at the same time had a set mind to go out and play aggressive cricket. Further says, he doesn't mind batting down the order and is more keen to do what his team wants from him. Except it wasn't easy to keep behind the wickets on a pitch like this and feels he can totally understand B.J. Watling's condition at the moment. New Zealand skipper Kane Williamson says his finger is alright now. Further says, the pitch was not an easy one to bat on. Credits South Africa for outclassing him and his team. Is happy that his side still showed some fight after getting rocked early. Emphasizes on the fact that the 4 South African players scored 50s and their bowlers did all the damage. Praises Henry Nicholls for the way he played today. On the upcoming series, he replies they will go home for a week and then will head to India. The Stein gun fired and ran through the Kiwi top half in a jiffy. The lower middle order did offer some resistance, but it wasn't enough as South Africa eventually went on to register their second ever biggest win over New Zealand in terms of runs. Second time around, the Kiwi bowlers got a lot of purchase from the pitch and were tough to handle. They had the Proteas batsmen on their knees, but the lead they had conceded proved fatal. South Africa eventually set the target of 400 this morning and then their bowlers wreaked havoc. New Zealand might be regretting their decision to bowl first. Their bowling wasn't up to the mark as South Africa managed to post a mammoth first innings total. Unlike the Kiwis, the South African bowlers were right on the money and managed to gain the massive lead. Magnificent victory for South Africa as they take the series 1-0. Dale Steyn was the real star and proved to the world that he is not done yet. He finished with 8 wickets in this test match and bowled with a lot of fire and venom. 58.2 D. Steyn to Nicholls, out. It's all over for New Zealand. Steyn picks up his 26th 5-wicket haul in tests and is all pumped up. A superb display of all-round cricket from the Proteas. Short of a length delivery down leg, Nicholls looks to pull but only manages to get a top edge which is easily grabbed by Rabada at long leg. A good fighting knock from Nicholls comes to an end. South Africa win by 200 for runs. 195 tenths 58.1 D. Steyn to Nicholls, short of a length delivery on middle. Nicholls defended off the back foot. 195 ninths Dale Steyn is back on. Trent Boult is the last batsman. 57.6 K. Rabada to Wagner, out. This was on the cards after the bombardment of short balls to Wagner. Rabada sets him nicely for a yorker, around middle. Wagner is stuck inside the crease and then tries to dig it out. But he is beaten for sheer pace and is hit on the back pad. They appeal and the finger is up immediately. One more wicket left for a 1-0 series win. 195 ninths 57.5 K. Rabada to Wagner. Rabada UPS his pace and bullets a length ball wide outside off. 145.4 kilometers per hour. Wagner switches and misses. 195 eighths 57.4 K. Rabada to end Wagner. Sharp length ball on off. Wagner tries to defend but gets an inside edge onto the pads. 195/8 57.3 K Rabada to Wagner. Here comes the bouncer. Good pace, but the line is too easy for the batsman to evade. He needs to target those near Wagner's rib cage. 195/8 The square leg fielder moves on the outside. The left slip, short leg, deep square leg in place 2. More short stuff coming. 57.2 K Rabada to Wagner. Good length ball on off. Wagner goes back and hits it through covers for a couple of runs. 195/8 57.1 K Rabada to Wagner. Bouncer down the left side. It's left alone by Wagner. Wayward bowling this by him. It's a tail ender in front of him and he should be looking to fire in Yorkers. 193/8 56.6 V Philander to Wagner. Good delivery but nicely played as well. On a length and in the line of the stumps, a hint of away movement, Wagner brings down the straight bat and pushes it through mid-off for a single. Retains strike. HMM. 193/8 56.5 V Philander to Wagner. Slips a full-length ball down the left side. The batsman fails to flip it. 192/8 56.4 V Philander to Wagner. Bouncer around off. Wagner shows respect and bows down to let it go over his head. 192/8 56.3 V Philander to Wagner. Play and a miss. Full in length and outside off. Holding its line, Wagner plays inside the line and gets beaten. Nearly edged it. 192/8 56.2 V Philander to end Wagner. Angles across the length ball outside off. Wagner pushes it with an angled bat 2 point. 192/8 56.1 V Philander to Wagner. Lands it on a footer length around off. Wagner defends it off his front foot. 192/8 Vernon Philander is back on. 55.6 K Rabada to H Nichols. 4. Bank. Width on offer outside off. Nichols has batted for so long that he is now used to the pace and bounce of this pitch. He latches onto this one and smacks it through the gap between gully and point for a boundary. 192/8 55.5 K Rabada to Wagner. Shout for an LBW. Not given. Rabada goes for a rip-roaring Yorker. Around leg. Wagner fails to get bat on ball and is hit on the pads. They put in an unsuccessful appeal as the batsman crossed over for a leg by. J.F. du Plessis looks at his bowler but Cajuso is not confident enough. Hence no DRS taken. The replays confirm that it would have missed leg. 188/8 55.4 K Rabada to Wagner. A length delivery down the left side. Wagner tries flicking but fails to connect. 187/8 Neil Wagner is in next. 55.3 Rabada to Sutty. Out. Rabada gets his revenge. He dishes out a brilliant Yorker. Right at the base of the off stump. It's too quick for Sutty to dig out and the stumps take a beating. The umpire quickly checks for the front foot no ball and it's found out to be a legal delivery in the replays. Rabada has the last laugh in this contest. South Africa only 2 wickets away from winning the series. 187/8 55.2 K Rabada to Sutty. 4. Boom. This one is in the slot for Tim. Around off and on a footer length. He gets forward and thwacks it over covers for a boundary. 187/7 55.1 K Rabada to Sutty. Edge and 4. Quick fire delivery. Short and wide outside off. Sutty has a wild hoik at it and the outside edge flies over the jumping first slip fielder for a boundary. 183/7 54.6 V Philander to Nichols. Chooses to leave the ball outside his off stump. 179/7 54.5 V Philander to Nichols. It's on a driving length around off. Nichols could have driven it but reads the away movement before leaving it untouched. 179/7 54.4 V Philander to Nichols. This one is very wide outside off. Nichols has nothing to do with it. 179/7 54.3 V Philander to Nichols. Angles across the length ball outside off. Left alone with ease by Nichols. 179/7 54.2 V Philander to Nichols. Great ball. Full around off. Shaping in a touch. Nichols tries to defend from the crease but it comes off the inside edge and rolls towards mid-wicket. 179/7 54.1 V Philander to Nichols. Full in length around leg. Nichols gets behind the line and defends it back to the bowler. 179 7th 53.6 K. Rabada to Sutty. Rabada fires in the full ball on off. Sutty this time connects with his blind heave and it goes over extra cover. The ball falls safely and they take a couple of runs. 179 7th 53.5 K. Rabada to Sutty. Sutty is trying his best to get out but is not successful. Short delivery this time. Kim tries his best to play an uppercut but fails to connect. It nearly took the outside edge. 177 7th 53.4 K. Rabada to Sutty. Good length ball landing outside off and shaping back in. Sutty stays back and punches it to covers. 177 7th 53.3 K. Rabada to Sutty. Sharp delivery. A touch short and on off. Sutty winds up for another big shot but once again fails to make any connection. 177 7th 53.2 K. Rabada to Sutty. Play and a miss. Full in length and wide outside off. Sutty throws his bat at it but fails to make any connection. 177 7th 53.1 K. Rabada to Nichols. Back of a length ball on middle. Nichols helps it off the inside half of the bat to mid-wicket and crosses for a single. 177 7th 52.6 V. Philander to Sutty. For fuller length ball on off. Sutty makes room and lofts it past mid-off for a boundary. 176 7th 52.5 V. Philander to Sutty. The loud shout for caught behind. On a length and wide outside off. Sutty swings his bat and it goes back to the keeper. They all go up in appeal and the umpire stays unmoved. Replays show there was no wood involved there. 172 7th 52.4 V. Philander to Sutty. The batsman has attempted to put bat on ball but fails. 172 7th 52.3 V. Philander to Sutty. On a length and outside off. Sutty goes after it only to miss. 172 7th 52.2 V. Philander to Sutty. Defended off the back foot by the batsman. 172 7th 52.1 V. Philander to Sutty. Good length ball on off. Sutty looks to play at it but gets beaten. 172 7th 51.6 K. Rabada to Nichols. For leg byes. Short of a length delivery on middle. Nichols ducks to evade it but the ball hits him on his arms and goes over the slip cordon for a boundary. 172 7th 51.5 K. Rabada to Nichols. HN defends it from within the crease. 168 7th 51.4 K. Rabada to Nichols. In the channel outside off. Nichols shoulders his arms to that one. 168 7th 51.3 K. Rabada to Nichols. Good length ball on off. Defended off the back foot. 168 7th 51.2 K. Rabada to Nichols. Fuller length delivery on middle. Flicked towards mid-wicket. 168 7th 51.1 K. Rabada to Nichols. For slashed. Short of a length delivery on off. Gives a bit of width too. It is enough for Nichols to cut it behind point for a boundary. 168 7th AAGIFOR88 is brought back. 50.6 V. Philander to Sutty. Fuller length ball on off. Defended off the front foot. 164 7th Kim Southe is the new man in. 50.5 V. Philander to Bracewell. Out. The decision stays as it is. Philander strikes and that's the end of Bracewell. Vernon curls a length delivery on middle. Skids off the deck after pitching. Doug looks to flip it across the line but misses only to be wrapped on the pads. Philander appeals and it's given out straight away. The batsman isn't convinced with the decision and hence takes the review. The replays show it was pitched in line and was clipping the leg stump. Umpire's call and Bracewell's cameo comes to an end. 164 7th Stoke Bracewell is given out LBW. He has opted to go for the review. 50.4 V. Philander to Bracewell. Beaten up. Fuller length delivery on off. Moving away a bit. Bracewell looks to go after it but is beaten. 164 6th 50.3 V. Philander to Bracewell. Shortage on off. Doe defends it with a straight bat. 164 6th 50.2 V. Philander to Bracewell. For uppish but safe. Fuller length delivery on off. Bracewell lofts it magnificently over covers. Clears the infield and fetches himself a boundary. The stand is worth 46 off 46 balls. 164 6th 50.1 V. Philander to Bracewell. Good length ball on middle. Decibels defends it from within the crease. 166 Vernon Thelander is brought back into the attack. 49.6 deep ahead to Nichols. Tossed up around middle and off. Nichols defends it down. 166 49.5 deep ahead to Bracewell. Flattish on middle. Tucked past short leg for a single. 166 49.4 deep ahead to Bracewell. Full and around middle. Bracewell defends it down. 159 6 49.3 deep ahead to Bracewell. 6. Down the track and away she goes. Loop the ball around middle and off. Bracewell gets down the track and hit hard over the bowler's head for a maximum all the way. Bracewell is taking his chances. 159 6 49.2 deep ahead to Bracewell. Loop it all around off. Bracewell lunges forward and drives it straight to covers. 153 6 49.1 deep ahead to Nichols. Tossed up around off. Driven towards mid-off for a single. 153 6 drinks break. 48.6 D Stein to Bracewell. On a length and outside off. Decibels gets back and tacks it on the outside. 150 to 6 48.5 D Stein to Bracewell. Defended off the back foot by the batsman. 150 to 6 48.4 Stein to Bracewell. Angles a length delivery on middle. Bracewell looks to flip but misses and is hit on the pad. An appeal is made but they can't be given as it was missing leg clearly. 150 to 6 48.3 D Stein to D Bracewell. 4. Sweetly timed. Fuller length delivery on off. Doug leans into it and drives it through covers for a boundary. 150 to 6 48.2 D Stein to Bracewell. On a length and outside off. Bracewell looks to poke at it but gets beaten up. 148 6 48.1 D Stein to Bracewell. Fuller length delivery on off. Blocked back to the bowler. 148 6 47.6 deep ahead to Nichols. 4. Swept away beautifully. Beautifully tossed up around middle and led. Henry gets down on one knee and sweeps it elegantly through backward square leg. One bounce and into the ropes she goes. 148 6 47.5 deep ahead to Nichols. Short and outside off. Nichols eyes to hit it through point but is lucky as the ball falls just short of the man at backward point. 140 for 6 47.4 deep ahead to Nichols. Flattish on middle. Nichols gets back and flips it towards mid-wicket. 140 for 6 47.3 deep ahead to Bracewell. Full and around middle. Driven past the man at mid-on for a single. 140 for 6 47.2 deep ahead to Bracewell. Tossed up around off. Turns in after pitching. Bracewell covers the line and defends it down. 143 6 47.1 deep ahead to Nichols. Short and around off. Nichols gets back and cuts it through point for a single. 143 6 46.6 D Stein to Bracewell. Well outside off. Bracewell shoulders arms to let that one through. 140 to 6 46.5 D Stein to Bracewell. 4. Punch. Bracewell faces down Stein and comes out on top. This is a shortish delivery and Bracewell hangs back to punch it uppishly through point for a boundary. 140 to 6 46.4 D Stein to Bracewell. Bouncer. The batsman is well to evade it. 138 6 46.3 D Stein to Bracewell. Bracewell chooses to leave the ball outside his off stump. 138 6 46.2 D Stein to Bracewell. Fuller ball outside off. Bracewell leaves it. 138 6 46.1 D Stein to Bracewell. Length ball outside off. Left alone. 138 6 45.6 deep ahead to Nichols. 4. Tastefully done. Short and outside off. Nichols leans across and slides at it. That was some solid contact and the ball rockets through point for a boundary. 138 6 45.5 deep ahead to Bracewell. Served on the pads. Flicked to the left side for a single. 130 for 6 45.4 deep ahead to Bracewell. 6. Excellently done. It is Bracewell's turn to come down the track. Landed outside off. He steps forward to the pitch of the ball and lofts it straight down the ground and into the air. That was very well struck and deceptive in its power. It hangs in the air and lands well into the stands for a massive maximum. 133 645.3 deep ahead to Bracewell, floated on middle and led, work down the left side. 127 645.2 deep ahead to Nichols, slided on the stumps, work to mid-wicket for a single. 127 645.1 deep ahead to Nichols, for positive stroke. Nichols shows great sense of the pitch here. Full ball outside off. Nichols makes good use of his feet, sliding forward to loft that one up simply. It flies over mid-off and across the boundary line. 126 644.6 D Stein to Bracewell, back of a length delivery around off, defended from within the crease. 120 to 644.5 D Stein to Bracewell, good length ball on middle and off, pushed through mid-on for a couple. 120 to 644.4 D Stein to Bracewell, shortish ball on middle and off. It's a clever delivery and Bracewell is well to defend it. 126 44.3 D Stein to Bracewell, length ball outside off. Bracewell plays at 2 point. 126 44.2 D Stein to Bracewell, short delivery. Bracewell blocks it off the back foot with the full face of his bat. 126 44.1 D Stein to Bracewell, down the left side. Bracewell tries to flip it but misses. 126 43.6 deep ahead to Bracewell, shorter ball outside off, punched off the back foot to the covers for a single. 126 43.5 deep ahead to Bracewell, length ball outside off and swinging in sharply. Bracewell works it to mid-wicket. 119 643.4 deep ahead to Bracewell, slower and fuller on off. Bracewell comes forward again and defends it. 119 643.3 deep ahead to Bracewell, length ball outside off, blocked off the front foot. 119 643.2 deep ahead to Nichols, shortish delivery. Henry plays it to mid-wicket for a single. 119 643.1 deep ahead to Nichols, very full on the stumps, driven to the covers. 118 6 Doug Bracewell comes to the wicket. 42.6 Stein to M. Santander, out. Knocked him over. The middle stump is out of here. Can imagine the pace of Dale Stein. Dale has absolutely nailed it. He comes from round the wicket, bowls the full-length ball angling in, at 137.7 kilometers an hour. Santander without any foot movement looks to drive but is beaten for pace as the ball goes right through back and pad to disturb the furniture. South Africa just need 4 wickets to win now. Note, Dale Stein becomes the leading wicket taker in Centurion now, goes past Makaya and Inez 54. 118 642.5 D Stein to Nichols, the batsman has defended it by getting right behind the line of the delivery. The batsmen have run through for a single. 118 642.4 D Stein to Nichols, fuller length ball on off. Nichols pushes it towards covers. 117 642.3 D Stein to Nichols, on a length and around off. Nichols leaves it alone. 117 642.2 D Stein to Santander, angles a length ball on middle. Santander gets an inside edge towards fine leg for a single. 117 642.1 D Stein to M. Santander, for edge and drop. Santander survives the scare here and Famla is the culprit here. Stein is not happy and starts to walk back. Short of a length delivery on off, moves away a bit. Santander looks to play it inside the line and ends up getting an outside edge towards first slip where Famla drops a simple catch. To add to that, the ball carries off his pump and runs down to third man for a boundary. Famla seems to have hurt his finger. It's bleeding and he starts to sprint towards the dressing room. 116 641.6 deep ahead to Nichols, full and around middle. Henry defends it watchfully. 112 41.5 deep ahead to Nichols, loop the ball around middle and off. Nichols defends it down. 112 41.4 deep ahead to Nichols. Nichols failed to make contact and Watt hit low on the pads. 112 41.3 deep ahead to Nichols, gets behind the line and defends it down. 112 41.2 deep ahead to Nichols. That was not a good lead to be honest. Toughs this one up around off. Nichols leans forward and lets this on go through him. It goes very close to the off stick. 112 fifth 41.1 deep ahead to Nichols. Floated ball around middle. Pushed back to the bowler off the front foot. 112 fifth 40.6 D Stein to Sethumber. Short of a length ball on off. At 140.4 km/h. Sethumber leaves it for alone. 112 fifth 40.5 D Stein to Sethumber. Short of a length delivery down the left side. Mitchell ducks to let that one sail over him to the keeper. 112 fifth 40.4 D Stein to Sethumber. Short of a length delivery on off. Henry stands tall and tacks it on the outside. 112 fifth 40.3 D Stein to Sethumber. The batsman shows the full face of the bat and defends the ball off the back foot. 112 fifth 40.2 D Stein to Sethumber. Back of a length ball on off. Defended with a straight bat. 112 fifth second test 50 for Henry Nichols. 40.1 D Stein to Nichols. Good length ball on off. Nichols gets behind and dabs it towards gully for a single. What an innings this has been. When others failed, he stepped up with a memorable knock. 112 fifth 39.6 deep ahead to Sethumber. Quicker and flatter again. On middle. Hit across the line and it went off short leg to mid-wicket. Pihead ran to collect the ball. 111 fifth 39.5 deep ahead to Sethumber. Flattered ball on middle. It's punched back to the bowler. 111 fifth 39.4 deep ahead to Sethumber. Sethumber has defended it by getting right behind the line of the delivery. 111 fifth 39.3 deep ahead to Sethumber. Tossed up ball outside off. Left alone. 111 fifth 39.2 deep ahead to Sethumber. Floated ball on off. Sethumber gets forward and defends it watchfully. 111 fifth 39.1 ahead to Sethumber. Appeal for an LBW. A slider from round the wicket. Landing on middle and skidding down. The batsman is cramped for room and is hit on the pads. They appeal but it's missing leg. 111 fifth Nichols is getting some treatment here. He has hurt his finger while facing that short ball in the previous over by Stein. The physio is out and tapping his finger. 38.6 D Stein to Nichols. Banks short on middle. Nichols ducks to evade it. 111 fifth 38.5 D Stein to Nichols. Bouncer. The batsman is well to evade it. 111 fifth 38.4 D Stein to Nichols. Short of a length delivery on off. Nichols stands tall and defends it towards the offside. 111 fifth 38.3 D Stein to Sethumber. Shortish on middle and leg. Sethumber tucks it towards square leg for a single. 111 fifth 38.2 D Stein to Sethumber. That was a sharp bumper. Dale bangs it short on off, angling in a bit. Sethumber arches back and lets it go past him to Deacock. 110 fifth 38.1 D Stein to Sethumber. Good length delivery on off. Stays low as well. Sethumber looks to drive but the ball goes beneath his bat towards the keeper. 110 fifth 37.6 deep ahead to Nichols. For short and turns away after pitching. Henry gets back into the crease and slams it through point for a blazing boundary. Moves on to 49 now. 110 fifth 37.5 deep ahead to Nichols. Full and around middle. Nichols defends it from within the crease. 106 fifth 37.4 deep ahead to Sethumber. Drops it short and around off. Sethumber gets back and punches it towards covers for a single. 106 fifth 37.3 deep ahead to Sethumber. Short and outside off. Mitchell makes an easy leave. 105 fifth 37.2 deep ahead to Sethumber. Full and around off. Defended off the front foot gently. 105 fifth 37.1 deep ahead to Nichols. Tossed up around middle and off. Punched off the back foot through cover point for a single. 105 fifth 36.6 D Stein to Nichols. Angles a length delivery on the pads. Tucked behind square on the left side for a single. 100 for fifth 36.5 D Stein to Nichols. In the channel outside off. HN lifts his bat and allows it to go through to the keeper. 103 fifth 36.4 D Stein to Sethumber. On a length and around off. Sethumber opens the face of the bat and guides it towards point for one. 103 fifth 36.3 D Stein to Sethumber. Stein bangs it short on middle. Sethumber ducks to evade it. 105th 36.2 B Stein to H Nichols, short of a length delivery on middle, pulled through mid-wicket for an easy single. 105th 36.1 D Stein to Nichols, back of a length ball outside off. Henry punches it off the back foot towards covers. 101/5 Dale Stein is back on. 35.6 deep ahead to Nichols, full and around middle and led, worked through mid-wicket for a single. 101/5 35.5 deep ahead to H Nichols, for bat slashed short and around off. Nichols gets back and cuts it hard through cover point for a boundary. 105th 35.4 deep ahead to Nichols, slided all around off. Nichols pushes it towards covers. 96th 35.3 deep ahead to Santhelber, by that's beaten. Tossed up around middle and off. Santhelber makes room to drive, but the ball turns away and goes just past the off stick. Deacock and Amlett both couldn't stop the ball and they take a bite. 96th 35.2 deep ahead to Santhelber, lose the ball around middle and off, turns away after pitching. Santhelber leaves it alone. 95th 35.1 deep ahead to Santhelber, tossed up around middle and off. Santhelber drives it straight to the man at mid-off. 95th welcome back for the final session, folks. Could be the last one of this series as well, but that remains to be seen. For now we have both the Kiwi batsmen out. Dainty EDT to begin the bowling proceedings. Let's play. Day 4, Session 3. Overs, 28, runs, 77, wickets, 0-1. The session which has not gone the way most of us thought. New Zealand batted bravely and lost only 1 wicket in it. Waddling and Nichols adopted a watchful approach and were involved in a 68-run stand. However, Waddling was removed later on by Dane Piatt. South Africa bowled well but were not as lethal as they were in the first session. With 5 more wickets left for a win, let's see for how long New Zealand can battle. Do join us in a short while. 34.6 K Rabada to Nichols. Once again a very full ball around leg. Nichols tries to flick but is beaten for pace. T on day 4. 95 5th 34.5 K Rabada to Santhelber. A cracking Yorker, around leg and drifting down. Santhelber tries to dig it out but misses and it goes off his pads past leg gully. The left by taken. 95 5th 34.4 K Rabada to M Santhelber. Streaky 4. Rabada serves a sharp length ball in the line of the stumps and Santhelber is opened up in defense. The outside edge which is generated speeds wide of the slip cordon for a boundary. 94 5th 34.3 K Rabada to Santhelber. Excellent delivery. On a length around middle, angling away, Santhelber drops his wrists and swayed away from the line. 95th 34.2 K Rabada to Nichols, pitches it full and on off. Nichols drives it through mid-off for a single. 95th 34.1 K Rabada to Nichols, bouncered around leg. Nichols ducks and the keeper stretches to his right to make an outstanding stop. 89th 33.6 deep ahead to M Santhelber, for gets off the mark. Santhelber, short of a length ball on off. Santhelber is on the back foot in a flash and hammer pulls it to the deep mid-wicket fence. 89th 33.5 deep ahead to Nichols. The batsman works it down the left side. They pick up the single. 85th 33.4 deep ahead to Nichols. Shows the full face of the bat and defends the ball off the back foot. 84th 33.3 deep ahead to Santhelber. Whoa! Some serious turns there. Drifting into the batsman, landing on middle and spinning away big. Santhelber tries to drive but misses. It beats the keeper and first slip and goes towards third man. 3 byes taken. 84th 33.2 deep ahead to Santhelber, flatter and shorter on off, punched off the back foot to covers. 81/5 33.1 deep ahead to Santhelber. Santhelber has defended it by getting right behind the line of the delivery. 81/5 ahead to continue. A slip, gully, silly point and short leg in place. 32.6 K Rabada to Nichols, full in length and angling across the batsman. It's an easy leave for Nichols. 81/5 32.5 K Rabada to Nichols, wrong line, bowled it on a footer length and down the left side. Nichols tries to flick but misses. Rabada has been off target in this innings. 81 fifth, 32.4 K Rabada to Nichols. Foolish spin on off. Nichols is on the front foot as he pushes it to short extra cover. 81 fifth, 32.3 K Rabada to Nichols. On a length and outside off. Shaping away. Nichols pokes at it and misses. 81 fifth, 32.2 K Rabada to Nichols. Straighter in line. Turned in the gap at square leg for a couple of runs. 81 fifth, 32.1 K Rabada to Nichols. Edgy 4. Good length ball angling away from the batsman. Nichols gets squared up in defense and the outside edge races through gully for a boundary. 79 fifth, 31.6 deep ahead to Santelmer. A touch short and on off. Santelmer goes back and punches it straight to covers. 75 fifth, 31.5 deep ahead to Santelmer. Gets forward and defends it quietly to the left side. 75 fifth, 31.4 deep ahead to Santelmer. Wide outside off. Swing further away. Santelmer allows it through to the keeper. 75 fifth, 31.3 deep ahead to Santelmer. Flatter ball on middle. Defended off the back foot to the left side. 75 fifth, 31.2 deep ahead to Santelmer. Spinning away from the batsman. Left alone by Santelmer. 75 fifth, 31.1 deep ahead to M. Santelmer. Flighted ball on off. Santelmer gets forward and defends it 2 point. 75 fifth, 30.6 K Rabada to Nichols. Movement away from the batsman. Nichols pushes inside the line and misses. 75 fifth, 30.5 K Rabada to Nichols. Stifled appeal for a catch. Down the left side. On a length. The batsman fails to flick and it goes off his path to the keeper. Deepak collects the ball to his right and then joins Rabada in appealing. Nothing from the umpire. 75 fifth, 30.4 K Rabada to Nichols. Bouncer. The batsman does well to evade it. 75 fifth, 30.3 K Rabada to Nichols. Right in the block hole. Nichols digs it out at the last moment. 75 fifth, 30.2 K Rabada to Nichols. Defended off the front foot by the batsman presenting the full face of the bat. 75 fifth, 30.1 K Rabada to Nichols. Sharp delivery. A touch short and down the left side. Nichols tries to flick but misses. Good take with one hand by Deepak. 75 fifth, 29.6 deep ahead to Santelmer. Santelmer has defended it by getting right behind the line of the delivery. 75 fifth, 29.5 deep ahead to Santelmer. Stumping chance missed. Big charge from Santelmer first ball, but the ball curls away to beat his bat. Deepak fails to collect it and Amla collects it at first slip. Definitely a stumping chance goes down. 75 fifth, Mitchell Santner is the new batsman. 29.4 deep ahead to Waddling. Out. The decision stays and it's a big blow to New Zealand. Pied serves a tossed-up off-spinner and lands it outside off. Waddling shuffles across the stumps and tries to flick but misses. He is gutted on the pad. They appeal and the umpire raises his finger. Waddling takes the referral and the replays show that it's hit him in line and clipping the top of left stump. And of a 68-run stand and South Africa are 5 wickets away from winning the series 1-0. 75 fifth Waddling is given out LBW and he has reviewed it. 29.3 deep ahead to Nichols. Short and wide outside off. Nichols rocks back and punches it to sweep recovered for a single. 75 fourth 29.2 deep ahead to Waddling. Flatter off spinner on off. Waddling gets across the stumps and works it through square leg for a single. 74 fourth 29.1 deep ahead to Waddling. Big spin down the left side. Waddling fails to flick and it's a good take by Deepak. He appeals as well for a catch but nothing from the umpire. 73 fourth